And within this journey, I've learned that the biggest opponent is me. Grand Rising, my beautiful people. Today is going to just be a talking head video. I just wanted to express what's on my mind. So don't mind me. I may go all over the place, but I just do affirm that this video holds some value, because this is just me speaking to myself, but I know like sometimes I could be a reflection of somebody's own journey. And within this journey, I've learned that the biggest opponent is me. When I was back in the States before I moved to Thailand, I thought my biggest opponent was getting my credit straight. I wound up overcoming that hurdle. I wound up overcoming that opponent. And the next opponent was, how can I save up the necessary amount of money to move to Thailand? Which I'm grateful for having a partner, because that process becomes a little bit easier when you have a partner too that's helping you and y'all have the same goals. So I overcame that opponent and wound up moving to Thailand. Then my next opponent that I perceived was, how can I make trading full time? And I wound up making it full time. Even though I still haven't reached the results that I want with trading, I realized that it wasn't trading that was my opponent, it was myself. And like this chapter of me moving to Thailand, it showed me that I am my biggest opponent. I have to overcome myself. And how I overcome myself is putting systems in place. And with these systems I'm putting in place, it helps me to not go with the impulsive thoughts, to not go with the impulsive action. Because I realize, like, sometimes, like, when I blow accounts and stuff like that, it don't be consciously me doing it. It just be subconsciously me. Subconsciously, I'm going with the program of wanting more, greed, attaching trading to security, attaching survival to security. And I realized, like, no matter how much I want to speed this process up and make thousands of dollars from trading, I can't control time. The only thing that I can control is my actions. I can control me not over trading. I can control me managing my risk better. I can control me just stepping away from the charts and having no expectations. I can control that, but time I cannot control. And I cannot rush the process. Every time you try to rush the process, you're adding more friction, because you're trying to fix an effect with an effect, and that does not correlate to anything. That does not change anything. That's essentially like putting matter over energy. How does that work? Because matter is energy, so energy comes first. And what I'm learning is your thoughts, your feelings, all that is energy. And your thoughts and your feelings brings you to action and make you do certain actions. So imagine if you start to train your mind and start to train your body, because it's not just your mind. Because things can consciously sit in your mind, but if it does not resonate within the body, nothing would ever change. Like, for example, consciously you may want wealth, consciously you may want to be healthy, but subconsciously, which is the body, you do things outside of that thought. You know what I'm saying? You feel different outside of that thought. You can think wealthy, but if you don't feel wealthy, your actions will never correlate to that, because your feelings and your thoughts have to match. They have to be in sync with each other. And that's what I'm learning. So when I'm on the charts and I feel anxious, I feel stressed, that don't mean that I'm an unsuccessful trader. That don't mean that, that don't mean anything. It's just data. It's just telling me where my body is at right now, where my thoughts is at right now. And it's just telling me, okay, hey, you feel this type of way, go ahead and meditate. I don't think right now is a good time to get on these charts and trade. It's a probability. It's a high probability you might go ahead and crash out because your nervous system is not regulated. And I'm learning with me right now, that's the best thing that I'm doing right now is breath work. Showing my nervous system some love, because, man, like, I noticed that we live in survival mode so much that it became the norm. Like, stressing about money, stressing about goals, stressing about life. If you're constantly in stress, you're constantly in survival mode. And Scientifically, if the body is underneath stress and you're in fight or flight mode, it's not a time to change. Your focus is so narrow to the physical reality. You're not focusing on your emotional state. You're not focusing on your inner reality right now. You're focusing on the the physical reality because your mind and body is trying to make sure that you're safe. And sometimes it don't even be a real threat. And that's the it's like it's beautiful and it's scary at the same time because your body doesn't know what it's experiencing is real or fake. So imagine that you can train your body to experience a result in your life that you want, and your body could not tell if it's real or fake. So you have to train your body to experience the results that you want in life. That's why I say don't just sit with knowledge in your head. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. That's why mentors like Bob Proctor and all these other people said you have to learn the information, but you also have to apply the information because the body has to experience the truth of the information. You can know something consciously, but that would never change your life. You have to be able to, in order to change. And for you to change, you have to be able to feel, think, and act as the version of yourself that you admire. Not just think, not just feel, and not just act. But sometimes, yes, sometimes acting rather than feeling does start to correlate the feeling. But the most important thing is you have to feel like that version of yourself because feeling does create belief. And you have to believe that you're worthy of receiving the things that you want to receive. And this is a message to myself because sometimes I beat myself up. And it's not that I want to beat myself up. It's just I see myself from a future self standpoint. Like I know my potential. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been it's been 5 years of constant learning, constant improving. And now I'm at the stage where I'm slowly starting to see the results from all the experience that I gained within these 5 to 6 years. And it takes persistence. Like I'm gonna be so honest with you. Like it was years that I wasn't seeing no results. None. Break even. Making making some good amount of money for my age, but not seeing it in my bank account. Making like it messed my head up when I started to really reflect and really look at my finances, seeing that I was making about 6K a month, but not seeing none of it. It was like mind blowing to me. But it showed me that I have a lot of conditioning that I've seen. Being a consumer is like America makes you a consumer. When I got to Thailand, all I wanted to do was spend my money and buy. And I'm like, I had to sit back and I'm like, why am I buying all these physical things when I'm moving around? Like, some of these things I like it, but I don't even use it for a long time. And that showed me too, like, your environment programs you. That's why I always tell people, like, people my age, I'm 24. If you're in your 20s, man, travel. Like, travel. Stack up your bread and travel. Travel will change your perspective on life. It will show you that the things that you learning in your home country is sometimes it's toxic. And I'm not about to be the type of person to go pull on America. America is strictly for business. I'm gonna be honest with you. America is business. And if you ain't got a business mindset, you're never gonna thrive. I'm gonna just be honest. And I had to look at that standpoint. But I also had resources. I also had mentors to guide me. And like my mentor told me that why would you stay somewhere that's constantly beating you down, constantly having you in survival mode? Why not go somewhere that's more affordable? I'm not gonna say cheap, because I'm not about to be these type of people that just tell you Thailand is cheap. Thailand is affordable. Thailand gives you the opportunity to choose the lifestyle that you want to choose. But it's not just Thailand. It's other countries that's beautiful as well as Thailand that you can travel to. Open up your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be closed-minded. Experience different things. Like, for myself, I know the unknown is scary. You're never gonna have all the answers. You don't know what you don't know. But I'd rather F around and find out rather than just sit in the same place and say, oh, I regret not making that decision. You don't know what you don't know. So why not just try and figure it out? I think that's what life is. You try things, you experiment. Because if you just consciously just sit with an idea or a choice but never go with that choice, how would you ever learn from that choice? How would you ever gain the experience? Entrepreneurs fail all the time. But you know what separates entrepreneurs from break even or broke people? They constantly improve themselves. They constantly perfected their system. And that's another thing too. Like that I learned too. I changed my mind too fast. You can't be undecisive. You can't be indecisive. I think, my bad, you can't be indecisive. You have to make decisions quick and don't regret that decision. Just make it. Because me, I have a system, but when I don't see results within like a week or two or even a month, I go ahead and change the system. No, David, you don't change the system. You just collect data from the system. Okay, if it's not working within maybe 3 to 4 months, what can I do to improve this system? Not switch the whole system. Because when you keep switching your whole system, you're just going to stay in one place. You're not moving forward because you keep switching your systems because you're being a little bit indecisive. That's why I say F around and find out. If you already have a decision in your head, go with that decision. Cause life is not about right or wrong decisions. Nothing is right or wrong. It's your perception that you put on it that makes it right or wrong. Because a decision is just a decision at the end of the day. You losing money doesn't make it bad or good because you could lose money one day and make money the next day. So was it really make 10 times more than what you lost yesterday? So was it really a bad decision? No. That's like with trading. Before I passed my combine account 2 days ago, I lost $500 that the day before. I could have went with the thought of, oh man, I'm not going to pass my account no more. I'm down $500. But no, I told myself that I trusted my setup. My setup didn't play out. I always have tomorrow. I'm going to pass my account tomorrow. And what I did, took my setup the next day, my shot that I took that's within my setup, and I wound up making my loss back plus more to pass my account. So that L was not a wrong decision. It just was a decision that I made. But I did it because it fell within my rules. It fell within my standards. It fell within my shot. Trading is you know your shot and you take your shot with no expectations. That's like with anything. For a business idea, you do that business idea and don't have no expectations. Expectations make you feel guilty when it doesn't present the results that you wanted to present in that given time. So sometimes you just have to do no expectations and just have faith that things will work out, because things will work out. If I haven't learned how to put this, I've learned one most important thing about moving to Thailand. The creator will always create a way, but you have to do your due diligence and have faith and continue and persistently move forward in life. I can't tell you how many scary situations. I'm not gonna put my personal information out like that, but I'm gonna just tell you this. I've been in so much scary situations where it was like, damn, how the hell I'm gonna make this work? But I just did not go with the thought and just said, man, I'm gonna make it work. I have faith that everything's gonna work out. And sometimes I go without a month without seeing results, but then the next month is like a surplus of results, because I kept moving forward. I kept making the decision to move forward and improve myself 1% every day. You don't have to make big changes. Just improve yourself 1% every day, because 1% every day for a whole year is 365% return of investment, because you are the investment. Your mind is the investment, because you have to take care of yourself too. Self-love is the most important thing, and I think for us men, we really need to emphasize that. We be thinking showing ourselves self-love is feminine, but it's not. Like, I gotta give my props to the woman. I've noticed, even Aristotle brought this to my awareness. Women will invest more into themselves than a man would. because they show themselves self-love. Invest into yourself, invest into your mind, invest into your body, eat healthy, meditate, or even not meditate, prayer, whatever your beliefs or religion that you may believe in. Focus on protecting your mental state, focus on protecting your health, and just be patient with yourself. Check in with yourself. Journal. You know what I'm saying? Like, the same way you're checking with a friend, you got to check in with yourself as well. Like, hey, how you been feeling today? Just talk to yourself. How you been feeling today? What kind of thoughts you been having on your mind? And the most intelligent people talk to themselves. So don't ever let nobody tell you, man, talking to yourself is crazy. I talk to myself all the time. I check in with myself. But I hope this video holds weight. I hope this video may resonate with y'all. I just want y'all to know that anything is possible. That's why I record the videos that I record. That's why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. That's why I'm creating the systems that I'm creating. Because I want to show y'all, man, it's possible. But you really have to believe and think and act in faith and have confidence. Confidence isn't something that you just have. It's something that is built, like, for real. Sometimes you're not going to have full confidence. Sometimes I don't have full confidence with everything. Sometimes I go in there scared, but I'd rather do it and see the outcome of it rather than not do it. But my most important thing that I want to express to y'all is anything is possible. Anything that you can put your mind to, anything that the mind can conceive and believe can be achieved, and that's a fact. That's a fact that I stand on. So make sure you like and subscribe. I will keep dropping videos like this. I will keep documenting my journey just to show people, just to inspire people and move people to action to create the lives that they want to create. Because you can, and it's achievable. Love y'all, man. I'll see y'all on the next one.